What is Tesla stock worth? Today I wanted to share a few thoughts on a very controversial stock out there. I'm sure many of you know Tesla and its wild run over the last 12 months. A lot of people have very different opinions about what this company is worth. Basically, there's some people out there that think this company is worth trillions of dollars, and some believe this company is close to worthless. So who is right? Well, it comes down to what these people expect to happen in the future. In the end, nobody knows what this company could be worth for a fact. Everybody can only make assumptions about the future and then base the price for the Tesla stock on this belief. So let's look a bit deeper into Tesla stock. Could this be a value investment? After all, value investing is buying things for less than they are worth. Tesla stock costs $700 today, so let's have a look. When we look at the balance sheet, there isn't much to go with. Some cash, some factories, but this can't be the reason why it's worth $700 billion in enterprise value today. Obviously, most of the value many investors see is based on the future earnings power of Tesla. As we know, in investing, it is all about the future earnings power. So let's look what people expect from Tesla. A lot of people are following this company, and things like robotaxis, 5 million sales by 2025 are making the rounds. This is the reason the price is so high right now. It is not based on the earnings today, but on what people expect to happen from autonomous tech and more in the future. Here's one problem I see right away. The future is extremely uncertain. People that buy Tesla stock today have to be right about Tesla's autonomous tech and more. Are you qualified to judge the level of tech, and are you also able to assign a value to this? Me personally, I find it extremely hard. Obviously, it is worth some money, but how much? So investors are expecting a lot of money to come in from these ventures. Once again, these cash flows are extremely uncertain. In investing, we never have 100% certainty, but here I find the assumptions by some investors a bit high, and I would say that they're extremely uncertain, especially with 50 or more companies working on similar solutions already. Tesla is not the only company that is working on these things. So once again, the problem is that a lot of optimism is priced into the current stock price already. People believe that Tesla will be a dominant robotaxi player, so if these things don't come out to be true, we have an even bigger problem. So not only do we need Teslas to stick around and sell a lot of cars, but we also need them to become leaders in autonomous tech, since this is expected from them now. High expectations can be an issue. It's nice because the stock price goes up, but these expectations also have to be met so the price stays up and ideally grows. So let's have a look at the current earnings. Last year's earnings were close to $1 billion. That's not very spectacular for a $700 billion company, but as I mentioned, it comes down to future earnings power. So as we see, the current earnings don't justify the stock price at the moment. The price is almost entirely based on expectations of future cash flows. Just a side note, even last year's profit is disputed as the company is earning a lot from government credits, which are expected to drop in value in the future. I don't want to get into this topic, so I will let others discuss this. In this video, I mainly want to discuss the earnings power of the company. So at the moment, this company trades at roughly 1,000 times earnings. At a glance, this sounds outrageous, but once again, it comes down to what people expect to happen in the future. And it appears that people are expecting a lot. So to justify the current valuation, the company would have to earn about $35 billion a year to trade at a more realistic price-to-earnings ratio of about 20. Keep in mind that they have to earn $35 billion a year just to justify the current valuation of $700 billion. Obviously, we want to make some money when we buy Tesla stock. We don't really want it to just stay at the same price forever. So for this to happen, the company will actually have to generate $70 billion in profits. So the price of the stock would double and the stock would still trade a PE of 20. But when will they do this? In 5 years from now? In 10 years from now? I don't know this. I find it extremely hard to predict this. I just wanted to let you know that this would be a good ballpark number for them to reach to justify the stock price. So here's a problem. So let's say they reach $70 billion in profits by 2030 and the stock price goes to $1,400 a share. If the stock doubles in 10 years, is it really a good investment? You might be better off owning an index. In investing, we also have opportunity costs. So if we put our money in Tesla stock today, is this really the best use for our capital? Maybe there are better opportunities out there that don't have so much optimism priced in already. Let's get back to Tesla. Do you see the dilemma here? $70 billion in profits. That's not easy to achieve. But once again, this is also not impossible. It just comes down to what will happen in the future. I cannot tell you if Tesla will be able to earn $70 billion a year anytime soon. Nobody knows this for a fact. You will come across many so-called gurus on YouTube and Twitter, but all they can tell you is what they believe will happen in the future. They don't have a magic crystal ball that tells them with 100% accuracy what will happen in the future. The problem is that too many people talk in certainties in an uncertain world. I believe that it is important to look at what is priced into a stock when I get interested in buying it. Obviously, a lot of optimism is already priced into Tesla stock. Would you agree with that? We are all aware that the market for electric cars is growing, but so is the competition. While for the longest time Tesla was one of the few companies making electric vehicles, now every major brand is launching models as well. Personally, I think there is not much upside at the moment for Tesla stock. This is not supposed to be investment advice, but I just don't see them earning as much as they have to in the future, especially not in this competitive environment. Also keep in mind that manufacturing cars is expensive. To add manufacturing capacity, the company has to spend billions of dollars in advance to make cars years later. But once again, I also don't know the future. Nobody does. When you buy stocks, think about this. How much optimism is already reflected in the current stock price? I will not tell you how to think, but would you say that the current price has a lot of optimism priced in? Or does the current price appear pessimistic in your view? Do a lot of people don't expect much of Tesla, so this company is only worth $700 billion today? Since the stock went up so much already, I would assume that there's a lot of optimism now. Tesla even has dedicated investor communities, so this does not sound pessimistic at all to me. I like to think about optimism and expectations when I think of the price of a stock, so I will let you decide for yourself if this is a good investment at the moment. In the end, I just want to share thoughts about how to think about investing. You will have to do your own due diligence on Tesla stock. Just keep this in mind when you see ARK Invest and others make prediction on CNBC and other mediums that a lot of this is reflected in the price today already. Tesla would not be worth $700 billion today if nobody would expect them to become leaders in electric vehicles and autonomous tech. So today's price is not a pessimistic price, it's an extremely optimistic price, if you ask me. So I hope you enjoyed the video and I'm looking forward to your comments. Do you think Tesla stock is undervalued or that it is expensive? I understand that this is a controversial company, so let's keep this discussion civil. Thanks a lot for watching the video and have a great day.